Perfect. Just a quick reminder of what we were going through. We were going through how to create a project with Adobe Premiere. In this screen, we can see how the moment we have to store the project some way in our computer, and also to give it a name, which is important. So then to choose a location, to create a project, then to select the workspace editing. Remember that we need to choose editing for the interface. In the editing interface, we will find what we call the source screen, the program screen, the project screen, and the timeline. That four are the most important screens, okay? That's the interface, the most suitable interface for our editing. So in source screen, you will see the video as it was originally recorded. We talk about that. And in the program screen, you will see your edited video. In the project window, you will see whatever clip you put into the project or you import into the project, and the timeline is where your video will be edited. To have, it's very important to understand what we are actually seeing when we open a project, okay? We went through how to import the files. We just go to File, then we import, then we choose the files from our computer. After that, when we have the files into the system, the files, you will see it in the project, okay, the way as you are watching it now. And after that, as long as you double click on it, you double click on one of the clips, you will see it in source screen. As I told you, is the screen, the main screen for, to see the videos as they are recorded, okay? The original ones. Then we will use that screen to drag and drop, for example, the selected area to the timeline. We will use that screen to put a mark, an input, and an output. So we can select from the original one what part of that clip we wanted to, to be part of the final editing, okay, or the final video. And then we need to create a sequence to edit our material. Is that what it says here? Drop media here to create a sequence. So one of the clips, we can use one of the clips that we have already imported and then drag and drop it to the timeline. Then we have created a sequence. The sequence means that we have a timeline. We will have these 4 numbers. We will have a space for video and audio, okay? And then we have this screen, the program screen, where we can see our editing, actually. And this is the timeline. The timeline is where where our editing will take place, okay? We have these rows for with tracks, sorry. You can find 3 video tracks and 3 audio tracks, okay, in the timeline. We can add it more if we need it. It is possible, but just at the moment, the first time, you will just find 3 and 3, okay? We will go through that during the lessons. Then it's important to understand these numbers because it says how long that, how much material we have edited, okay? So this first 2 numbers is related to hours, the second one's 2 minutes, the third one 2 seconds, and the last one 2 frames. Okay, this can change depending on how we have recorded our material, okay? In this case, our material was recorded 250 frames per second. That's why the number here will reach still 49, okay? Then it's important to change the sequence name, because if we have used one clip for that, we will need to, to mark the difference between what's a clip and what's a sequence. One of the tools we have is this icon. Anytime we see this icon in the project, we will know that it's a sequence, okay? Because sometimes the image can be the same, but it's not exactly the same. That's why it's important. When we create a sequence, we change the name of that sequence. And then once the sequence is created, we can erase this clip and start doing our editing. It's time to start editing now, okay? Once we have all together. Once we have import the clips, and once we have create the sequence. Okay? That's the two important things. Import the files first, and then create a sequence. Without that, we cannot start any project, any editing, because we need the raw material and we need a sequence to where is the place to edit. Then we went to the source screen in order to select what area of the clips we want to, drag and drop, or we want to drive into the timeline. We need to go to the source screen and then mark the input and the output, okay? And then we will select this area. We already went to that last time. Okay, and we can use it. We show two ways of doing it. I mean, two ways to drive the material to the timeline. One way was using this button, the override button, if you remember that. And the other way was just drag and drop, okay? Once we have selected the input, once we have marking and mark out, we just drag and drop, okay? And that's it. We can find our clips in the timeline. Another thing we went through is how to add transitions between the clips, okay? So it's important to, sometimes we don't need a transitions, okay? We go in through cutting, and other times we will need a transition. So we go through effects, the effects window. We will look for video transitions, and then we will choose which one is better for us, okay? In this case, we choose cross dissolve. For example, is one of the most used transitions. And when we use that kind of transition, we will see both clips together at the same time, okay? That is called the crossfade. And here is how we explain it. And then we came through an assignment. Sorry. We create, let me go back. We went through an assignment to see if you already were able to like to shoot some material or just to download from the internet some material in order to practice all this, okay? It's important at the same way we are, learning something, that if we are able to practice at the same time, okay? So that was just a quick remember of what we went through last week. I always like to do that because, from one week to another, it's easy to, to lose some, to get lost a little bit. And today I want to go through how to create a title, okay? So the topic today is how to create a title. So, are you still there? Are you following me? Hello? Okay, I guess you're there. So, for today, okay, yes.
Yes, we are with you.
Okay. I just need some feedback to know if you're there. Okay, so today we are going through how to create a title, okay? How to create a title in the program, using the program, okay? Titles and graphics are one of the things, one of the resources that we can actually create in the program, okay? Because the editing, I mean, the files, the clips that we are going to use for editing, we already have recorded it somewhere, or someone gave us, or we download them from the internet. So we need to import that files into the program. But for titles, we can do it in the program, okay? We don't need to import a title. We can do it with the program, okay? So we are going through that topic today, okay? How to create a title with using Premiere, okay? So first thing is to select the title tool. The title tool, if we go through the title panel, the tool panel, which is here, this one, okay? At the moment, we have just used this one. This is the selection tool, but now we need to go through the title tool, okay? Which is right to the bottom, as you can see here, and there's a T, okay, this letter on the top. So once we have selected the title tool, I will go now through Premiere, but just we will finish the presentation with this screen. Once we have selected the title tool, we need to write the title on the program screen. So you will see something like this, okay, on the program screen. And then you will see that another clip has appeared here, okay? That is the title. The title we have already created. And now we are going to see how we can customize this title. So let me just go to Premiere, and then I'm going to share Premiere. Okay, here we are. And then I'm going to, start from scratch. So this is what we have. This is where we finished the other day with these 3 clips and a transition on it, okay? So now we are going to create a title, okay? For example, to put the name of the person, or to put the title of our project, of our editing, or just to write something. For example, follow us on this, or whatever thing you want to write, okay? You want to write. So this is the title panel, okay? Sorry, the tool panel, okay? Here, all these are different tools. At the moment, we have just used the selection tool, okay, which is this one that we are using all the time. But now for the title, we need to go to the type tool, okay, which is this one that is in the bottom. So once we select it, as you see, it's highlighted, okay? And then we just go through here to the program screen and write something. For example, I'm just going to write painting, okay? This is my title. So I write painting, and then you will see that the title is written here, and also there's a new clip here on the top of everything. Why is here on the top? Because the titles go always on the top. If they are not on the top, we cannot see them, okay? So they need to be on the top of everything, on the top of all your clips. Let's imagine you have different clips here, okay? So if you want a title, the title should be on the top of all of them, okay? So once, now we can change to the selection tool again, okay? And then here, you see, let's go to this panel and see how we can change everything, how we can change some of the things that are appearing in this title, okay? So first thing we see is the possibility of not seeing the title, okay? So if we press this I, we will not see it. That means the title is there, but for any reason, we don't need to see it now, okay? Another thing we can do is to change the text type, okay? To choose another different, another different type, another different letter. For example, oh no, I like this better, okay? So we can change it. Or let's say, no, I like this title better, okay? So double click and we change, okay? So we can change the type, okay? We go through the menu and we can change the type, whatever is better for us, or we like it the most, or whatever, okay? So that's another possibility. Another possibility is to align the title in the screen where we want to be placed, okay? So we can use these tools to change the place where the title we want it to be placed. In any case, we just can move it like this and place it wherever we want, okay? For example, here, close to this painting thing, okay? It's up to us, okay? We need to select the title to see all this screen. If we don't select it, as you see, we can just see a little bit, but if we select it, we see all the options. Another option is to make it bigger, okay? To make the title bigger if you want to do it, or to rotate it too, okay? We can rotate, let me just, we can rotate the title if we want it, if we need it, okay? If you see how it's rotating, it rotates always bearing in mind this point, okay? So if we want to change this point, we just, press on it and change it, for example, here, and then the rotation will be from that side, okay? So this is called anchor point, is where the rotation takes place. Actually, that's the, like the most simple explanation of that. And then we can make it more or less visible, okay? We can fade it, okay? Fade it down completely, or leave it like, half faded if we think it's, it's fine for us, or just, all the, to leave it like that. So this is the title, basically. I mean, these main things are the things that we can change with the title. We also can change, if we go, right to the bottom here, we also can change the color, okay? The color of the title. So if we select it, if you go to the appearance side, we go to fill. Now you see it's in white, the color is white. But if we double click here, we will have this color selection, sorry. And if you want, for example, to say, okay, let's do it pink, I will change it here to the pink panel, more or less. And then I will choose, okay, you see this circle. This is for choosing the color. And then, okay, and now you see how the color is changed. So you also can customize your title, okay, if you want it. You can have a stroke too. Now there's no stroke, but if we add a stroke, you see, we have like a stroke added to the title. And then with these numbers, we can change the width of the stroke. Let me go, okay, wider, or we go less. Okay, we can change, you know, how we want this stroke to be. Or we don't need, you know, any change. We can also add a background, okay? Now there's no now there's a background actually, but let me show you how it's without background. Okay, so without background, we don't have, you know, I'm going to change this. Maybe you will see here better. Without any background, you will see the video behind, okay? But if we choose to have a background, okay, then you will see a kind of, you know, gray background now behind the title, okay? We also can change how strong is that background, or, you know, completely, or just, you know, completely strong or less, or, you know, we also can have shadow if we want it, okay? Shadows gives a kind of little bit of depth. Let me put it here, you will see it better, okay? We can have some shadow to the title too, okay? So there are many ways to customize, okay? To customize the title, okay? Just to experiment a little bit how we are going to, you know, to create or title, okay? Another thing, once we have, you know, we have done it already, we say, okay, it's fine. I'm going to change this to white. I'm going back to the white filling, okay? They say, okay, this is, you know, this is the title, the way we want it. I want it like that. So if we go through this selection tool here, if we go to play, we will see that the title will appear when this will get to the title, obviously, okay? With the cursor getting to the title. So we go to play. First, we see the video. Okay, that's fine. And then we will see the title appearing. And then when the title ends, okay, that will be the ending, okay? So that's the duration of the title. If we want to make it longer, to you know, to stand for the whole duration of our editing, we just go to the 80s and then like doing like this, okay? So we can cover, for example, all the duration of the editing. So we will have the title during all the editing at this time. Okay. So we can say, we can have it, okay? So we will have the title during all the duration of our editing. What happens if we want, for example, as you see now, we went to by cutting. I mean, the title appears by cut. There's no title and now appears. What happens if we want, for example, a transition? If we want to add a transition in the title, for example, across dissolve, the same way we did it with the video. Now we want to add a transition, sorry, to the title. So we will go through the same way. we will go through the project window here. We'll usually be here to the project window. We will look for effects, and then we will look for video transitions. And again, we will go to cross dissolve, okay? So if we add cross dissolve to this title, the title will appear smoothly, no? Like, for example, not by cutting, but it will be appear smoothly. For example, let's go through this. I'm going to just drag and drop the, as you know, we did it last week, drag and drop the title, the transition, sorry. Just drag and drop where? Drop to the title clip. Then you see how the way it appears is different, because we will see, you see here, okay? We have this cross dissolve here now. So the way that it appears is different, okay? It's not by cutting, so it's just, it's appearing. There's no title here, and it's appearing smoothly, okay? If we want these transitions to be longer, remember, we can just go through the edge of the transition and then make it bigger. And then, you know, we have this. And for the ending, we have the same. I mean, like, we will go through the cross dissolve tile transition, drag and drop it to the title. So we will see how it disappears smoothly, okay? It disappears smoothly. And we can do the same thing, okay? Can make it longer to make it nicer, okay? So now let's have a look at what we have. Okay, so the title appears, stands all that time, okay? And then it will disappear, okay? As you see, it's not difficult to add a title, and a title always is quite nice to add. For example, if you want to put our name at the end of the edition, for example, let's say I want to put edited, what's my name? Edited by Clara. No, let's say I did this video and I want to, sorry. Look what happens. As I was writing at the same clip, my title changed, okay? So that it was good that it happened. So we can see that we cannot write at the same point because we will overwrite the title. So we need to change the cursor to another point and then write to have another title. So let's say, for example, after this, we're going to black screen, and then I want to add the title like, all this was edited by me. I want to put my, my mark. I want to sign that project, okay? So, or I want also to put like a first title, like, for example, video editing class, okay? So again, I'm putting the cursor this place and video editing class, okay? That will be my title. This title, I want it here, and this here, okay? So this is what I want to do. I want to put a title at the beginning, like video editing class, going from black, then I will have like a title during the edition. And then I have a title at the end, okay? Showing who has edited or shooting or whatever credits you want to put at the end, okay? So titles basically is for that, are for that, are for add information, kind of wrap up, all the material. So we usually in our editings, we will usually have like a title at the beginning, okay? Like the opening of the project, okay? It usually has a title, for example, like this, no? Video editing class or a day in the school or whatever the title is. We can find some titles during our editing, during our video, and then we have some credits at the end. We usually have credits at the end, no? So that's the way we can use the titles, and we can, customize them the way we want it, okay? So if it's possible for you, I would like to also you try to do it if you can, okay? A part of what, the assignment you already have, we already did last week. Now we need to add at least one title, okay, to our edition. If you want to in the beginning, it's fine. If you want to add it during the edition, it's fine. If you want to add it to the end, it's fine. Okay, just to practice this a little bit. That would be nice for the next class. Do you think you can do it for next class, for next week?
Yes, yes.
Okay, perfect. So as we started later and I have some family appointments today, so I have to finish the class now. Okay.
All right. Okay.
Uh,
Thank you so much.
I
Thank you
will
so much.
I will